Hey gorgeous souls, it's Vix, and I just wanted to make this really quick video on self-love. So I have just been doing a whole bunch of self-love readings for beautiful people in my community this past month. And it has been such an honor to be able to tune in. I always feel like whenever somebody comes to a reading, it's like, what an honor to be able to tune into your energy and support and help you to see what you need to see. And part of the self-love work I've been doing is also to do healing for people as well, some energetic healing. And it's been such a beautiful experience, and it's also been very kind of educational. There has been so many things that have come up. I always feel like I learn so much when I work with people in this way, because everything that your guides want to tell you and want to show you, I get to experience that too. Like, I get to see and learn that as well. And so one of the things that had been coming up like so much for people, a lot of people, and it's interesting when you do readings all on the same topic for a certain amount of people, because you do see these similarities, and you do see like how, wow, there's so many people who are kind of experiencing or struggling with this particular aspect of self-love right now. And that always makes me feel like there's something in the collective around that too. So I wanted to share this with you. One of the biggest blocks, the biggest things that's blocking us at the moment with our self-love, if you're somebody who is finding it really hard to just feel like you're worthy, even this term self-love kind of just feels like, how do I even start to love myself? Or maybe you've had an experience with self-love where you're like, well, I feel it sometimes. But the thing that I found, and the thing that I saw that was really getting in the way for most people, is just like a lack of connection to the divine. Like, this is what is creating so much like self-doubt, self-pity, self-blame, all of this stuff that we all experience. This is kind of like, it's not the thing that's causing it, in the sense of, there's not other things to blame for this, your childhood, your trauma, society in general, the media, like all of these things, they all impact our ability or lack of ability to love ourselves. But when we're disconnected from source, we are unable to find that within ourselves. We're unable to love ourselves at all, because we're just so bombarded with all of the messaging and the energy from around us that says you're not good enough, you're not worthy, that we kind of like collapse in on ourselves with all of that. But when you have all of this going on around you, but then you're also connected to source, God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, it's so much easier to tap in, tune in, and remember that all of this around us, the messages that you're getting from people around you, the media, social media, friends, family, all of these people, that it's just, like their stuff. It's not about you. And you can start to kind of reconnect with your own divinity, and to remember and understand that you are a divine being, and you're a little spark of source sent here to have a human experience. And the more you can remember that, then the easier it is to kind of navigate a world and a society that really just wants you to hate yourself. Like, it really does. Like, this society, it really wants you to hate yourself. Because when you hate yourself, you spend more money, right? You spend more money. You just accept what you're being told. We can go into that whole thing. I really want to go into that whole thing in this video, but this whole society is set up around making you feel like you're not good enough for whatever reason, because they want to sell you something, because they want you to buy something, because they want you to just fit in and sit down and shut up, or whatever. And so when you're connected to source, and you remember, and I'm not saying you have to walk around like, 24 hours a day going, I'm connected to source, I'm a divine being. It's not like, it doesn't have to be like that. But when when you have time, when you take some time every day, like even just a couple of minutes to like pause and meditate, and just meditate on your own light, on your own heart, on your own being, and to connect with source in some way every single day, that all starts to change. And you start to feel like you are worthy, and you start to feel like you're here for a reason, and you start to get nudges and rememberings about what that reason is. And, this is what's happened to me on my journey. Like, self-love has been such a journey for me, like such a massive journey. And I'm still very much on that, journey. But I find the more that I connect in with source, with the divine, with the gods, the goddesses, the angels, all the ascended masters, the Neteru, like all of these beautiful divine beings, the more time I spend with them, the more I remember who I am, and the more I can access my own knowing that I am a divine being, just like we all are. And this is like the biggest problem, or one of the biggest problems that we're having right now with our self-love, is just that we forgot. Like, we forgot that we're divine. We just forgot. And then the whole world is like trying to keep you forgetting. And so if you can find some time, wherever that is, however that is, whatever that looks for you, but every single day do something to connect in with source, to connect in with divine energy, to talk to God, to connect in with yourself and your own heart. Do something every single day that helps you to plug back in, to plug back into source. Because we come here, we're born, we're ripped away from source. It's like the plug has come out, and we're just kind of like thrown onto this planet, and it's like, okay, good luck. Good luck navigating that. And, hopefully you've born into a family that's got some love and some support and, that kind of stuff. But, a lot of us, we get to this point in our life where we're like, wait, what? Why am I even here? Like, what even are we doing here? And plugging back into source is like the best thing that we can do to help us remember who we are, why we're here, to help us remember that we're divine. And then with that comes self-love. And self-love, I know a lot of people are like, we're told a lot that like self-love is like this thing that you just have to do, like you just have to love yourself. Like, it's that easy, like, oh, just, see yourself as beautiful and just love yourself. Love everything about you. And it can be really hard to do that. We're told to take selfies, we're told to get some rose quartz, we're told to like do more self-care. There's all these things that we're told that we need to do. But I really feel like if we just spent more time plugging back into source and like, plugging your heart chakra back into source, it would just be so much easier for all of us to love ourselves a little bit more. And when you love yourself, I think as well, we have this issue on this planet right now where like self-love is seen as selfish, or self-love is seen as ego, and it's seen as like, here in Australia we have this expression that's like, you're up yourself. Which is like so crass. But that's how people describe you when you're like extra confident or whatever. But self-love is not about being overly confident or being in your ego or thinking that you're better than anyone else. It's nothing like that. It's just feeling like you recognize the divinity within yourself. And the more you recognize the divinity within yourself, the more you realize you're here for a reason. You have something to offer the world. That's amazing. And then you can start to see that in everybody else as well. So it actually takes out the ego, because you realize everybody who's incarnated here is an aspect of the divine. Everybody has that divine spark. Everybody has that divine force within them. And, maybe the more self-love that you cultivate and develop within you, the more you tune in back into your own heart, you remember, you reconnect back into source, then, maybe you'll get to a place where you want to help other people to do that too. so that we can all be plugged back into source. Imagine how amazing that would be. So that was just some thoughts I had on self-love. I know this is such a big topic. It's a really it's something that so many people struggle with, and like I say, I have struggled with it too. I still have days where I'm like not as plugged in as I would like to be. It is a journey, but I hope that this suggestion, it can help you. If you're struggling, where do I start with self-love? How do I even do this? How do I even love myself? Start there. Start by plugging back into source, connecting with the divine in whatever way feels good for you. And I really hope that it helps you shift and helps you to recognize your own divinity again and remember who you really are and what you're really here to do. And I'm just sending you so much love. Hope this serves and supports you, and I'll see you next time. Lots of love.